When you're in the same position to be the richest man on the planet, there is no doubt that you will spend the same amount on what Jeff Bezos spends on. Before we get started with this video, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button to stay in touch with all the fun-filled and entertaining videos we share on this channel. We will send you a message once you click on the button to notify you of the next update. Bezos isn't just rich. He is the richest man in the world with a net worth of over $150 billion. Yes, with this amount chilling in his bank somewhere in the world, spending over $100,000 a day for the Amazon CEO is equivalent to $1 spent by an average American. In this video, we will learn how Bezos spent over $120 billion and what he spent that money on. Without wasting more time, let's see what this billionaire spends on. For a man as rich as Jeff Bezos, what luxurious goods would he spend his hard-earned money on? Some of Jeff's investments include a company dedicated to commercial space travel, Seattle trucking startup Convoy, a robot dog, HR software giant Workday, a whole lot of estates, healthcare company ZocDoc, and so much more. The billionaire also has a giant clock worth millions of dollars, a robot dog, and no doubt a private jet that helps him cruise around the world at the snap of his fingers. Nevertheless, what this businessman fancies over expensive jewelry, family time out, fancy cars and boats, and exotic foods would shock you right out of your socks. Here are the ways the successful CEO spends his billions. When Jeff decided his days with Wall Street were over and settled for selling books online, his parents had a lot of worry about the decision, but never relented in showing their support to his new course. They were able to get him financial help of over $250,000 to help him realize his dream and be happy. They never knew that their support was going to one day make their son the wealthiest human being in the entire world and create one of the most sought-after online retail stores, Amazon. Amazingly, the business that took about $250,000 to kick off some years ago is currently worth over $1 trillion. Notwithstanding all the money getting made in Amazon, it will surprise you to know that Jeff earns an annual salary of only a little over $80,000. His other investments and assets, nonetheless, are making him as luxurious as ever. Despite the amount that would sound little compared to the amount in the billionaire's account, Jeff is estimated to earn about $2,489 every single second. This is worth more than twice what the average American worker makes in a week. This also means that as you watch this video, Jeff is still making money. That is no doubt a whole lot of money when calculated. This amount is so huge that many would get confused about what to use such an amount for. Yet, Bezos still manages to find a way to spend his money. And now to what Bezos spent over $100 billion on: a high-profile divorce. Parting ways with partners in a divorce could be one of the trailblazing expenses in a man's life. In 2019, Jeff had a high-profile divorce with his former wife, Mackenzie Bezos. At the end of the divorce, he had to part with 25% of Amazon's stock owned by the couple as a settlement to her. This is a rough estimation of about $38 billion. Well, for an average man, this would be such a staggering journey, but to Jeff, it stripped him of nothing. The next thing he spent an incredible amount on is acquiring new businesses. Jeff is a very wise businessman. This wisdom is probably what keeps him productive. Unlike some business persons, Bezos sees potential in companies that people have written off. And just as he is successful with Amazon, he is always successful with them as well. In 2019, Jeff bought Zappos, a shoe brand, for about $1.2 billion. He also acquired a newspaper company, The Washington Post, which he spent $250 million to buy in 2013. Since his acquisition of the newspaper company, he has rebranded and given it a substantial digital push such that it has kept it relevant to today. He then moved on to the grocery business and also bought Whole Foods in 2017 for an outrageous amount of $13.7 billion. It seems as though the CEO is not yet done with investments, as he has also made other investments in companies such as IMDb, Google, Twitch, Alexa, and Audible. He also has a personal venture capital firm called Bezos Expeditions. The aim of setting up his business is to invest in smaller markets and provide startup funds. However, the most exciting piece in all of his investments is the Blue Origin Space Company, a company he believes would help in traveling to space at a high speed and also be affordable. The next thing Bezos spends on is land. Land Report of 2017 named Jeff the 28th largest landowner in the entire country. For a businessman not so inclined in the real estate business, this is really massive. Undoubtedly, the billionaire has luxurious properties scattered across the country that everyone is aware of. Nevertheless, in mid-2019, right after his divorce was settled, Jeff paid about $80 million on a 3-linked New York City apartment. These apartments are located in one of the most expensive parts of town, the upscale Central Park West. The 3-linked apartment sits on 10,000 square feet and contains a 7-room master suite and 5 bedrooms. Inside the master's bedroom, Bezos can see the view of the Empire State Building right from the bathtub of his fantastic apartment. If that view wasn't enough, on the top floor of the building is a glass observatory with amazing views of New York City. Just perfect for anybody who loves New York. There's another side to Bezos that is worth noting. Jeff is a big fan of Washington. This love for the city may have something to do with the proximity of the city to Amazon Seattle headquarters. He owns a predominantly luxurious estate in Medina. The estate includes 2 homes on 5.3 acres of land and sits right on Lake Washington shores. Each apartment has 4 bathrooms and 5 bedrooms. A report revealed that these twin apartments cost the CEO nothing less than $53 million. The property is worth this amount, considering the 310 feet of private shoreline and the boathouse it has. The estate is located in an exclusive part of town, where many other successful tech people like Bill Gates live. Naturally, you would assume that with all these properties on Washington, Jeff would stop getting properties around Washington, but that is not the case. Bezos also owns a townhouse in Washington, D.C. Although it may not sound all that fancy, trust me, the townhouse is merely fantastic. The knowledge that the once textile museum is now beautifully reconstructed to be a home is mind-blowing. Bezos bought the property in 2016 for $23 million, with plans of renovating it into a 25-bathroom, 11-bedroom, 5 living room, and 2 elevator home. Forget the already listed homes owned by Bezos. You would definitely love to know that Jeff also has one of the most incredible estates in Los Angeles. This property is situated in one of the priciest parts of LA, Beverly Hills. It is one of the most expensive properties to have ever been sold in that area. Jeff bought the 9 properties in Beverly Hills for $165 million. He purchased the buildings from David Geffen, and that was early 2020. Back in 2007, however, he also bought a Spanish-style mansion for $24.45 million. The villa has about 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. The home also has a greenhouse. And just a few days from the purchase, Jeff bought another 4-bedroom house right next door to the home. The apartment cost Jeff about $12.9 million during sales. Jeff also owns 2 unique home properties that are not just constructed to be living quarters. The first of the 2 properties is an enormous ranch in Van Horn, Texas. This property is actually the primary base for Bezos' Blue Origin Space Exploration Company, and occasionally, Jeff and family come around here for vacations. The second is a large property used as Amazon Seattle campus. This piece of property spreads over 4 downtown blocks and is worth over $4 billion. Now, you'll be astonished to know that Bezos is not really into fancy cars. In fact, he is very economical when you talk about wheels. A clear picture of this claim is the apparent fact that his ex-wife used to drive him to work while they were still together. And when he tried getting a car for himself, he got a Honda Accord and a very old Chevrolet Blazer. Not to worry, what he misses out on luxurious ground travel, he makes up for in the skies. Jeff owns a $65 million Gulfstream G650ER private jet, which, as a matter of fact, is one of the fastest private jets in the entire world. Again, a billionaire that makes most of his money from technology would, no doubt, own some awesome gadgets. Back in 2018, Jeff tweeted a photo of him walking a robot dog that he called Spot Mini. This robot was created by Boston Dynamics and cost over $74,000. So, that's it for me on this video, guys. If you're still wondering how Jeff Bezos spends his money and how much he makes every second of every day, here you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I loved sharing it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me on today's video. If there are other things you think Jeff Bezos spends his billions on that aren't in the list, be sure to comment down below, and I'll include them in subsequent videos. If you loved this video and would like to see more of this, be sure to give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. That's it for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have an excellent rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.